So in this video I'm going to give an overview of the Amazon AWS console. Some of you may be a bit more familiar with this than some of the others, but it's all good. It's a bit different from some of the other ones. So if I click the sign in link from the main page, this is the page you want. There is another sign in page in the AWS console somewhere, but the one you want is this one with the root user listed on it. So if I just log into that account. Now the first thing to note on this page is that if I go into EC2, which is the interesting bit that we're looking for here, because EC2 is where you can create all the virtual machines and so on. It says here I've got 5 instances running. The one thing to bear in mind here is that this is only showing me the ones that I have in the Ireland region. I do actually have more than 5 instances provisioned on here, and if I go to the EC2 global view over there, it will show me each of the different regions that I can provision machines in and how many I have in each one. So if you're wondering where one of your machines are and it's not showing in the list, it's probably because it's in another area. So if I go up here, you can see it's currently showing 7 machines that I have provisioned in Ireland, and there's 1 in Oregon. So yeah, if you've lost a machine, it's probably because you got it restricted to a particular area. Let me get out of the global view again. There you go. So in this particular user interface, use the launch instances button to start a new virtual machine. Give it a name. I'm going to go for test AWS Debian 10 64.1. Now you can go through a full catalogue of applications and images and so on. For this particular piece of work, I'm just going to try and create a basic one. So just go over here and find Debian, which is consistent with the name that I'm using. You get the option to say what the image is that you're going to be using. I'm going to go for an ARM one, consistent with what I had before. Actually, I just realised that's a Debian 10 image, isn't it? Not a Debian 11, so I'll just switch that. Debian 11 instead of 10. You get the option for the different sizes. Again, for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to use a small one, 1 CPU, 2 gig of RAM. Key pair. There's one that I had to find earlier, so that's the one that's going to put onto the machine. Network settings, auto-assigned public IP is obviously the important one, so we can connect to it. Most of the other options can be left as is. You need to allow SSH traffic, you can restrict that if you need to, but I won't for this demo. Storage, you can add more if required, various different types that you can select on there. And I only want one of them just now. So I'll click the big orange launch instance button. Have a look at the launch log. All seems to be going okay so far. Go back to instances, and if we go down to the bottom, new machines always come down at the bottom. You can see if I just make that a little bit wider. This is the one that's in progress at the moment, and it's initializing just now. You can click the instance ID and get all the details of it. So there's the IP address. Let me just check to see what state it's in another shell here. Yep, and I can actually already log into it, so that's fully up and running now. So it doesn't take too long. It's relatively quick to start and stop things in this. You can then, from there, you can stop and start things in the interface. Successfully stopped. Reboot should bring it back up again. Doesn't, because it's still in the process of stopping, so it hasn't quite fully stopped it yet. Let me try that again. Nope, not ready yet. Okay. So it's like a lot of these interfaces, you're never quite sure what's happening in the background and how quickly it's taking action on various things. It may also be getting a little bit confused if it hasn't fully provisioned it at this point. But anyway, that's how you would stop and start the machines on this interface, and if I use the terminate, that should get rid of it completely. So there you go, successfully terminated. And you can have termination protection as well if you so desire, to stop it being terminated, which can be useful as well. Back to the dashboard view again. And there you go. That's a quick overview of the AWS interface.